Dope Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now let's move up to the heavyweights. It's a little bit of old news. I'm just watching for reactions, right? When you see, behavior patterns, then you kind of, you're checking that out. And you want to see if anybody's going to hone in on what happened there just then. We had some news in the heavyweight division a couple of days ago, and it's regarding Dillian Whyte, one of the most formidable heavyweights out there. He's soon to be a WBC mandatory for your boy Deontay Wilder. And Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, the guy I've been telling you that after fighting Deontay Wilder, his telephone will be getting dust on it because won't nobody call him. And everybody try to forget him. He might get the Guillermo Rigondeaux treatment, which means that, sanctioned bodies will try to forget him, knowing everybody don't want to fight him, right? And just say, okay, well, let's get rid of him instead of all the people that don't want to fight him. It's like how a team, the team is bad, but they say, well, let's just get rid of the coach because it's easy to get rid of one dude instead of the rest of the team who has been not playing well and don't have attitude problems, but they get rid of the coach anyway, right? That's how this is. Let's get rid of Guillermo Rigondeaux instead of all the 5 or 6 fighters that don't want to fight him, and we could still make them famous, right? And don't want to fight that guy. Every time I talk about it, I get upset. It's just wrong, and I think that somebody needs to police the sanctioning bodies, right? You got doping for the fighters, making sure that the fighters are clean. Somebody has to be making sure that the sanctioned bodies are clean. They can't be up there making decisions about people, right, on some kind of drugs. Make sure they get drug tests and somebody policing them because the behavior is glaring. So let's get back to some glaring behavior, right? We're hoping that Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz at least gets acknowledged. And the WBC does that. They make him the mandatory, right, challenger for Dillian Whyte, making them have to fight in an eliminator. Let's put it like that. For the winner of that can be the mandatory, right? So, reaction of Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz. What do you think it is? Let's go. I'm happy to get my hands on Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte's reaction is upset because he thinks, well, I should be that already because I beat Lucas Brown and Robert Helenius, right? So he should have it automatically. And what bothers me there, and as much as I'm digging me some Dillian Whyte, because Dillian Whyte wants to fight everybody, but I told you something about Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, because he calls out everybody. He don't care. Joshua, Wilder, anybody. He would have fought Pulev right away, would have fought Povetkin right away. But Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, the one that he called old, for some reason, doesn't see that as opportunity, right? That's what you would want to do. Right now, if you feel froggy as a fighter, all you would have to do is say, you know what? Let me take care of Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz. Everybody really knows that if you beat him, you really beat the baddest dude. Everybody really knows that in boxing, you would get respect amongst your peers or your comrades, the ones that do what you do, and the ones that are affiliated with that of what you do, and then a few casual fans as well. Beating Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz is major. And I'm wondering why he doesn't see that as an opportunity. Reminds me of Gennady Golovkin not seeing Andre Ward as an opportunity at the time. It's like, ooh, I can beat a decorated guy, right? It's a win-win. I'll go up here and beat him. You don't see it as an opportunity. You don't want to do it. He said, no, not right now, too much. Now, Dillian Whyte should not be upset about this. Well, shoot, I'm trying to get to Deontay Wilder, right? Let me take care of Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz and not complain about it. But he is. Matter of fact, Deontay Wilder had said that, because I said this in a video about 6 weeks ago, that Deontay Wilder should take Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz with him to the Anthony Joshua fight, and anybody that wants to feel froggy about talking about Deontay Wilder has to go through Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz. 2 or 3 days later, Deontay Wilder says the same thing, and I know he ain't listening to the Doma, but it just shows that Doma's on point. That's what that shows. Yes, go through Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, and then we can fight. Deontay Wilder told him, beat Ortiz, you can fight. Bam. Right? So he knew it already. Now the WBC has just said, fight him, and you are the mandatory. I think we should all agree on that. I think Dillian Whyte should see it as an opportunity. A huge opportunity. Now, what they probably should do though is at least take that fight to England where a whole lot of people care. You don't want that fight on somebody's undercard. Nope, y'all go make it big. Make it big in England. Do it so King of Kong Ortiz. Go on over to England. Don't matter where you are anyway, right? Don't matter where you are. Handle your business. You was with Eddie Hearn. You can go over there and talk smack anyway, because Eddie Hearn lied to you. The WBA took you out of the rankings, right? Took you just out of the rankings because you were Anthony Joshua's mandatory. So go over there and talk as much smack. Work on your English, right, before you go, right? And go over there, talk some smack, and have a huge fight with Dillian Whyte because it would be huge in England. I don't know how huge. I don't think stadium huge, but it definitely be. I'm feeling the O2 Arena huge. So Dillian Whyte should possibly see this. Is my point. He should see this as an opportunity, not as something shouldn't be getting on his nerves. Yes, beat Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, and you're the man. Period. Don't sports talk worldwide, and I'm about to here, y'all.